What's going on, guys? Glenn, Midtown Power Washers, beautiful Memphis, Tennessee. With all this lovely weather that we've been having this past week, I thought, I brought in all my equipment from outside. I didn't want to winterize it, so just bring it inside, throw it in the foyer for a little while. Benefits to not necessarily having everything mounted down on my trailer just yet, but this gives me a great opportunity to kind of go over more in depth of my soft wash system and my batch mix system. It's very, very simple setup. I try to keep things simple because I'm the one that's working on it, and that's the whole theory behind it. So yeah, let's get into it. So you're ready to start a pressure washing business, roof washing, all that good stuff. What in the world? All right, guys, so this is one end of the batch mix system. This is my drop stick. It is 3/4 inch PVC. I've got a piece here, a coupler with a 3/4 inch threaded into a 1/2 inch nipple. And then I've got 1/2 inch poly braid hose for my suction. All right, I've got it. Everything's, got the blue goo on there. It's got to be airtight. That's one thing with this connection right here. This has to be airtight because this end is what you drop it in to the tank. It's sucking chemicals up through here, so all this has to be airtight right through here. This is very important. If it's sputtering, if you're noticing that it's not getting enough distance, if you're losing pressure, that'd be the first place that I would check, is right here at this point. Just because this is the furthest in. Again, I have a batch mix system, so I've got a 100-gallon tank that I usually fill up. I usually put about 30 or so gallons at a time in my 100 gallons, and then I dilute with water down to what I need. Because I like to start out, if I have roof washes, I start those out first in the day, work my way down, and I just kind of do the math and figure it out the whole day. It'll be a lot better when I get my proportioner put on, but I've got to get a couple more tanks and all that good stuff. So for the time being, this has been working out pretty well for me. It has for the past few months. It's made me a lot of money. This setup has. So anyway, drop stick. All right, that tube runs all the way around. Now, a lot of guys, I should have a mesh screen right here, a suction screen. I don't have one, but I do have 3/4 inch. All right, guys, so this is a little bit better showing of what this looks like down in here. You've already seen the drop stick. Right here is my drop stick, and it's got to be long enough. Now, it's 8-foot prime. This is 8-foot prime, so it's only going to prime up 8 feet. All right, so I've got it coming in here. It comes in. All right, so it's coming in. And then I've got my exit over here. And that is a Banjo quick connect coupler that goes into my hose reel. And I've got 280 foot of 1/2 inch Curitech. On here, I've just got a simple fuse that runs to the quick connect right here. And when I'm ready to do it, I plug it up, it turns on, and then when I'm done, obviously I have to come back here and turn it off. Now, I do have a switch, but as you can see, this little Plano box that I've got everything situated in is not going to be its lifelong home. So I've just kind of got this makeshift to where it'll work. That's basically it, guys. This is a soft wash system. This is a batch mix system. It's very simple. We really like to complicate it and think it's something mythical, but it's not, man. We're just trying to put chemical onto a substrate, whether that be a house or a roof or whatever. I have extra pumps. I have extra cams. I have extra poly hose. I have all that stuff. Deep cycle battery. I forgot to say that. That's important. So I have a deep cycle battery. It's real simple, guys. We want to make it really hard. Of course, it's going to get a little bit, more complicated when I add the proportion system, but it's still the same theory. You're sucking chemicals from one area and you're putting it into another area. It's building up pressure and you're shooting it out of a gun. It's not rocket science. It's not hard to do. If you got air in your intake, it's going to cause you to not have your full power of spraying. That's it. That's it in a nutshell. I might be oversimplifying it, but that's just how I think of it. You're pulling stuff from one area, shooting it out the other end. That's all that little pump's doing. I mean, I hope that kind of clears it up for some guys, man. This is a cheap setup. I got all of this built. I think battery, pump, and hose, filter, all that stuff, we're looking at like $250. You add you a hose reel, another $200. You add you hose, that's another $200. So about $650, $700. You can have this setup. You can have a good beginner deal, which is what I have. That's what this is a beginner deal. Now I can go out and I can spray any roof. I've sprayed a 4,000 square foot roof with this setup. You can spray anything. I did a roof and then I did a house wash right after because obviously it used up a lot of the chemical in the 4,000 square feet. I add more water, it dilutes it down. I'm still using it to do the house wash. So I can still use this. Obviously, when I get the proportioner, it's going to cut out a tremendous amount of work, like just the math and everything else I don't like to do. Not to mention, how much quicker it'll be. So that's the goal by March, to have that proportioner and have that other tank on there. That way I can just turn it to whatever it needs to be and, call it a day. This is just one of those things. This is how I do it. Now, other guys do it different ways. On another video, I'll share it up here. I'll show you, if you watch to the end of it, it'll show you how I rinse this system out when I'm done every single job. I rinse it out in a 5-gallon bucket. I can just pull that drop tube out, drop it in a 5-gallon bucket with water running in it, and I just rinse. And I let it go for a few minutes until it rinses that system out. Because my other hose that I started out with was just a 130 foot of Tractor Supply garden hose, with a Gilmore gun. That's what I started with, and I made enough money to buy something a little bit better and upgrade a little bit. So, there's an idea. Check back. I'll just put the other video when I first got all this together, kind of show you what all that looked like. It'll show you, the poly wand that I use and the Suttner gun that I also got. Both great guns. I do like the wand a little bit better. Cody at Southeast Soft Wash, that's kind of what he puts on his rigs, and I can see why, because they're nice. They're just easy. They just work really well. Not on a fuss, not on a muss, and I can fix pretty much anything as long as that ball valve doesn't go bad, which I have extras of. I can buy everything else at Home Depot. So I hope this helps somebody. If y'all got any questions, comments, man, don't forget to like, subscribe, all that good stuff. It really helps the channel. Appreciate it. Peace. Boys, if y'all gonna be out in it, make sure you keep them in 4-wheel drive. Gotta stay safe out there.